Yes, ma'am. Yes, I'm the masterpiece. Yes, I'm the usual.
Hello. We will start our lecture. So pay attention. Yes. So the chapter which we'll be learning today is cell. Okay. The fundamental unit of life. Fine. Cell, the fundamental unit of life. Fundamental means important. What do you mean by fundamental? Important. So it is the important part of our life. That is why we call it as fundamental unit of life, because all the activities in our body, all various processes in our body are carried by the cell. Okay, so that is why we call them as fundamental or important unit of our life. Now we will define cell. The first thing whenever we are learning something is our cell definition. Okay, we will define cell. So cell is a basic structural and functional unit of life. So I can define cell as basic structural and functional unit of life. Now don't learn the definition as it is, try to understand it so that learning is easy. Why we call it as basic? Basic means the most important, the first part. Okay, basic part. Structural, because it is having specific structure. Cell is having specific structure. Okay, and functional, why we call it as functional? Because obviously it is performing functions. So these are your keywords which has to be included inside your definition: structural and functional. If you miss any of these keywords, your definition is not complete, you may lose your marks. So when they tell you to define, you have to define cell as a basic structural and functional unit of life. Basic means important, structure means having a specific structure, and functional is they are performing functions. You can take the notes. If the things are visible, you can take the notes. While I'm talking, you can take the notes. Okay, you can write whatever you can understand, and rest all things I'll be sending you the pics. Arush, are you writing? Fine. So this part is clear, cell. Next, we'll move on to the types of organism based on number of cells. Okay, on the base of number of cells, there are different two major types of organism: unicellular organism, okay, and multicellular organism. Now, unicellular means single, one. Uni means one. Cellular means cell. So those organisms which have only one cell to perform their all the functions are called as unicellular. One-celled structure organism. Example, amoeba. Okay, it is a single cell. So in unicellular organism, a single cell is performing all the functions required for their living. Second, multicellular. So the name itself says multi means more, cellular means cell. So more cells or more number of cells, more than one cell organism are termed as multicellular. So more than one cell organism are multicellular. Example, plants and animals. Majorly all these organisms are multicellular. Fine. Now I skipped one part. I just recollected right now. Before number of cells, we move on to the discovery. Where and how the cell was discovered and by whom. So cell discovery was, the first cell was observed by a scientist called as Robert Hooke. Okay, Robert Hooke was a scientist who discovered the first cell in the year 1665. Remember the year. They may ask you in multiple choice questions. 1665. And the cell which he observed was cork cell. This also you can remember. Questions may arise. Which cell was observed by Robert Hooke? So it was cork cell. Who observed cork cell? So it was Robert Hooke. In which year he observed? So it was 1665. Fine. So we have seen the chapter name, the meaning of it, fundamental important unit of life, cell definition, basic structure and functional unit of life. Basic is important, structure is having structure, function is performing functions. Number of cells, depending on them, we have organisms unicellular and multicellular. Unicellular single celled, one cell organism amoeba. Multicellular is more than one cell organism, plants and animals. Discovery was done by Robert Hooke in the year 1665 in cork cell. Fine. Now we move on to the different shapes of cell. So accordingly, as we said, no, Charles Darwin was not the one of living cell. Anton van Leeuwenhoek was the one for living cell. You can ask these questions during doubt sessions, please. Next is shapes. So when we talk about shapes, there are different shapes of the cell. We have spherical shaped cell. Okay. We have cuboidal, spindle shaped cells. Spindle is curvy, like comma shapes. So cells take of RBCs. Your red blood cells are biconcave, like a plate. Okay. That is biconcave cells. So we have multiple shapes, polygonal cells, cuboidal cells, columnar shaped cells. So multiple shapes are there. Now all organisms will not have all the shapes. Some may have some may have all, depending on the type of an organism. Okay. Next is about sizes. So cells are of various sizes ranging from smallest to largest. So first we talk about the smallest cell. It is ranging from 0.1 to 0.5 micrometer, which is of bacteria or all, majorly all microorganisms fall under this measurements of cell. Second is the largest cell. The largest cell is 170 millimeter to 130 millimeter dimensions, that is of ostrich egg. Ostrich egg is the largest single cell. You can also remember the longest cell, which is nerve cell, the neurons which are present in your brain. It is of 1 meter. Okay, that is the longest cell, longest single cell. So we have discussed about the shapes, different shapes of cell, different sizes of the cells, smallest, largest, longest. Now we will discuss about the type of cell depending on their origin. Origin means when they were developed, how they were developed. So accordingly, the first type is the prokaryotic cell. Prokaryotic cell, the name says pro. Pro means primitive, old. They were the first cells which were discovered, or you can say they were evolved or present on the planet Earth. Okay, so they were very primitive, they were underdeveloped. So the characteristics of prokaryotic, they are primitive. Okay, they are old cells. Second, they are underdeveloped by they do not have definite nucleus. So nucleus is not definite. No proper nucleus structure is present, but they have nuclear material. Nuclear material is present. Okay, nuclear material, that is a genetic material, chromosomes, in the form of chromosomes. Chromosomes are thread-like structures of DNA. Okay, so they are chromosomes. Nuclear material is of chromosomes dispersed in cytoplasm. Dispersed means spreaded. It is not content in the nucleus. As the structure nucleus is absent, so the material will be spilled around. Okay. Suppose you take an example of your bottle and the water inside it. So your bottle is the nucleus and the material, the water is your nuclear material. So if I break the bottle bottle gets break. What will happen to the water? It will spill. It will be dispersed. Correct? So that is how dispersed the genetic material is in the prokaryotic cell. It is spreaded. Okay, it is not contained in a material or a nucleus structure because the nucleus is absent. Fine. Membrane bound organelles. Membrane bound organelles means membranous organelles, cell organelles like ribosomes, Golgi bodies, endoplasmic reticulum, ER, that is endoplasmic reticulum, etc. are absent, mitochondria. So they do not have those cell organelles. Proper cell organelles they do not have. Yeah, some of their structures they might be having for their function, but proper structural structures they don't have, prokaryotic cell, and hence we call them as primitive or underdeveloped. Example is your bacteria. Bacteria is an example, a very good example of prokaryotic underdeveloped cells. They just have a covering, the nuclear material, cytoplasm, and some ribosomes itself for protein formation. Rest all materials are not present. Fine. So this was one type of cell depending on the origin. Next type of cell we will be discussing is virus is a prokaryote. Yes. As I said, please don't ask your doubt right now. Next is eukaryotic cell. So eukaryotic cell is a developed cell. The name itself says eu means developed, karyotic is cell. So it is a developed cell. In what form it is developed? It is having nucleus, proper nucleus. Nucleus is definite and contain the nuclear material in the form of chromosomes. So nucleus is present, and whatever nuclear material is there is present inside the nucleus only. Not like prokaryotes, it is dispersed. Okay, it is present inside the nucleus. In the cytoplasm, there is no genetic material. Nuclear material is nothing but genetic material, that is DNA and all. Second, next thing, eukaryotic cell. Membrane bound organelles are present. Membrane bound organelles are present. So mitochondria, Golgi, ER, these all membrane bound organelles are present in eukaryotic cell. Is it clear? Fine. Now we move on to different types of cell. First is plant cell, then we move on to animal cell. So when I talk about plant cell is eukaryotic. Yes, eukaryotic example, you can write animals and plants. Like prokaryotic was bacteria, eukaryotes were animals and plants. Plant cell is a eukaryotic organism. Okay, it has proper nucleus and nuclear material. Next, plant cell have special characteristic feature. Characteristic feature means those feature which separate it from the another one. Like those features are present only in plant, not in animal. So those will be special characteristic features. Correct? They may ask you a question, which of the following are not a feature of plant cell, or which of the following do not contain any characteristic feature. So what are those characteristic feature? First is cell wall. Cell wall is the characteristic feature of plant cell, present only in plant cell. Yes, I will share the notes. And second, plastids. Plastids are also present only in plant cell. What are these plastids? What is cell wall? We will discuss in detail in further lectures. Fine. So right now just remember, a special characteristic of plant cell are cell wall and plastids. They differentiate them from animal cell. Okay. Chloroplast is a part of plastid. It is a type of a plastid. They are eukaryotic. Plant cell is eukaryotic. Nucleus and nuclear material is present. Okay. Next, animal cell. Now, animal cell are again eukaryotic. Okay. Nucleus and nuclear material is present in the form of chromosome. Animal cell have a special membrane. Okay. Semi-permeable membrane. Semi-permeable membrane or also selectively permeable membrane. Now first I'll explain what is semi-permeable. Semi-permeable means only some molecules to permit or allow to enter and exit, that is semi-permeable. Or selectively permeable, that is what allows only selected molecules to enter and exit. Okay, so that semi-permeable membrane is called as cell membrane or plasma membrane. Cell membrane, plasma membrane is one and all same. Don't get confused between these two. Both are same. Cell membrane and plasma membrane are same. So animal cell, they are eukaryotic. Nucleus material is there. Semi-permeable membrane or selectively permeable membrane called cell membrane is present. Animal cell do not have cell wall. Okay, so whatever features cell wall is performing, cell membrane performs in animal cell. Fine. So animal cell have cell membrane. Now characteristic feature of animal cell, what is present in animal cell is characteristic feature of animal cell. First is centrioles. Centrioles are the structure which help in cell division. Okay, so they are present only in animal cell. And lysosomes. Lysosome, centrioles helps in cell division. Lysosomes are the structure which help the cell in protection. Like how it helps the cell in protection, it do not allow to infect, or it do not allow any material to affect the cell. Whatever foreign material entering the cell, they try to kill them. Okay, so they are protective in nature, they are protective in function, so that the other neighboring cells do not get affected. Fine. So these are the characteristic feature of animal cell, that is centrioles and lysosomes. Yes, if we talk about vacuoles, so animal cell have many small vacuoles, but in plant cell you have a single large vacuole. Okay, in plant cell you have a single large vacuole. So only one vacuole is present in plant cell, but in animal cell many vacuoles, small vacuoles are present. Fine. So what we have learned, I'll just brief once so that we can again come together for the doubt. Vacuole is an empty space. Like in animal, it helps in waste disposition, temporary waste disposition, and in plant, vacuoles are storing water. You can ask me in doubt, just wait. Cell, the fundamental unit of life, we discussed about the chapter name, definition, it is structural and functional, important structure, having structure, function, unicellular, single cell structures, bacteria, multicellular, more than one cell structures, discovery by Robert Hooke, 1665, cork cell, shapes, spherical, cuboidal, biconcave, polygonal, sizes, smallest, largest, longest, smallest 0.1 to 0.5 micrometer, largest 170 to 130 millimeter, longest cell is nerve cell 1 meter. Types of cell depending on their origin, prokaryotic, they are primitive, old cells. Nucleus is not definite, but they have nuclear membrane, nuclear material dispersed in the cytoplasm. Membrane bound organelles like Golgi, ER, etc. are absent. Example, bacteria. Eukaryotic cell, they are developed cells. Nucleus is definite and proper nuclear material is present in the nucleus in the form of chromosomes. Membrane bound organelles are also present. Eukaryotic cell, example, animals and plants. Types of cell, plant cell, animal cell. Plant cell are eukaryotic, nucleus, nuclear material are present. Special characteristics are cell wall and plastids. Single large vacuole is present. Vacuole stores water. Animal cell, eukaryotic, nucleus and nuclear material present. Semi-permeable membrane is present in animal cell. It is also present in plant cell, but innermost. Okay, so innermost layer in plant cell is cell membrane, outermost is cell wall. In animal cell, it is only cell membrane, no cell wall. Selectively permeable membrane called cell membrane or plasma membrane. Also, characteristic feature of centriole they have is centrioles and lysosomes, and they have many vacuoles, small vacuoles instead of one single vacuole. 5 minutes time I am giving you for your doubt section. Don't come together one by one. If you want to talk, tell me to unmute you. You want, you can ask in the chat section. Yes, 5 minutes I am giving you for doubt. Lysosomes are suicidal bags. Yes. Semi-membrane and cell membrane. Cell. No, they are part of the cell. They are covering. They are protective functions. Vacuole stores waste. Yes. Suicidal bags are mitochondria. No, dear. Hriday. Suicidal bags are not mitochondria. Mitochondria are energy producing cells. Suicidal bags are lysosomes. What are plastids? Plastids are color providing cells, cell organelles. Centrosome. Centrosome helps in cell division. Do prokaryotes have cell wall? Yes. Ma'am, can you show types of cell depending on the origin, that is eukaryotic and prokaryotic? All notes I'll be sharing you with you all. Don't worry. We will learn everything about plastids and all in detail in further part. DNA is not a cell, it is a nuclear material, genetic material. Chromosomes are genetic material, that is DNA. Vacuole are empty spaces. If your doubts are not cleared, please let me know. I will unmute you. You can talk to me. What type of cell was Cork cell? Honeycomb shape? Yeah, but they were dead cells. Lysosomes. Lysosomes, they have acid. So whenever any molecule enters the cell, it bursts, releases that acid and try to kill them. Similarities between plant cell and animal cell, not much, little bit similarities are there. Cell membrane and selective permeable. Yes, cell membrane are selectively permeable. I discussed them. I want eukaryotic. Cork are not living beings, they are dead cells of plant. Wait, I am getting many messages together. Unmute Arush Kumar. Wait, dear. Arush Kumar, yes, unmute. Talk, Arush.
Ma'am, in the textbook of the ebook in Panacea side, it shows that as animals also have centrosomes which are not present in plant cells.
Yeah, so centrosomes are also there.
Ma'am, you didn't make us write that.
Centrosomes, centrioles are same, dear. They all
Achha.
help in cell division.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay? Yeah.
Okay.
Anyone more to prokaryotic and eukaryotic cells? Wait, Hriday, I will unmute you. Neil. What is Neil telling? Neil, what you are saying? What are mesokaryotic cell? Yeah, there are mesokaryotic type of cell. Those cells, they have proper nucleus structure like eukaryotic cell, but they differ in the type of division, how the cell divide. The nucleus of mesokaryotic cell, they divide in a different manner rather than eukaryotic and prokaryotic. That is why they have given a special type of mesokaryotic. Chinmay. Yes, Chinmay. Hello, Chinmay. Can you hear me, Chinmay?
Yes, ma'am. My doubt is cleared. I got it.
Okay. What was the doubt?
Ma'am, it was whether in elephants the nerve cells are 3 meter long, right?
Hmm. So what you got cleared?
So it got clear. Yes.
What was the answer?
It was correct. It was
Hmm?
3 meter.
Yeah, it is correct.
Okay.
Yes. Anyone else? See, I may miss some chats because I'm talking to the unmute people also. So don't get offended. Arav Agarwal. Yeah, wait, dear. I'm unmuting you. Yes, Arav. Speak.
And what type of cells were cork cell?
Cork cells or dead plant cell.
So they are eukaryotic.
Yeah, eukaryotic plant cell. No, it is a type. Cork is present in plant. Okay, but it is a dead cell. Dead cell means it was not having any cytoplasm and the cell organ.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you.
Okay. Yes. Ma'am, I didn't understand prokaryotic and yes, wait, Hriday, I will unmute you. Sorry. Yes, Hriday, speak.
Ma'am, I didn't understand the prokaryotic and eukaryotic cells. Ma'am, what is the meaning of primitive?
Primitive means very old. When the first life came on the earth, they were in the form of prokaryotic cell. Okay.
Okay. And ma'am, you were telling that they are prokaryotic cells are membrane bound. They have membrane bound organelles. Means, ma'am, what membrane bound
Then those
organelles?
organelles which are having membrane. There are organelles which have single membrane. There are organelles which have double membranes.
So, ma'am, they
Okay.
are protective. They
Matlab
protect the
those
cell.
membrane, those majorly whatever cell organelles are present, like mitochondria, Golgi, ER, they
Yes,
all
ma'am.
have membranes. Okay, so they are called as membrane-bound organelles. They are not freely
Yes, ma'am.
present, like how we have nucleus and nuclear material. Okay,
Yes, ma'am.
so their material is not dispersed; they are specially bounded in a membrane. Those are called as membrane-bound organelles.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
Anything else, dear?
No, ma'am.
Okay, thank you, beta.
Thank you, ma'am.
So some of them evolved into eukaryotic. Yeah. Some of them evolved into eukaryotic cell later of the time. When conditions prevailed, prokaryotic organism evolved into eukaryotic. Chromosomes are genetic material, DNA. DNA material, RNA material, they all consist of chromosomes. Nerve cells can be basically human nerve cells are of 1 meter, longest nerve cell. In other animals, some nerve cells can be 3 feet tall also. What are 70S and 80S type? Those are types of ribosomes. Right now, we don't have to go in that front. What is the function of plastids? Plastids provide color, basically, except leucoplast. Similarity between plant cell, animal cell, they have cell membrane, they have proper nuclear material, cell organelles are present, proper cell organelles are present. In Robert Hooke time, the microscope available, if any, were not sophisticated enough to observe living cells. Yeah, it used a small normal microscope. So that is why dead cell was observed, not the living cell. So the person who saw the first living cell. Leeuwenhoek, Anton van Leeuwenhoek. A.V. Leeuwenhoek was the first who saw the first living cell. How do suicidal bags work? So whenever any foreign material enters the cell, these suicidal bags or lysosomes, they releases some acid to kill them. Okay, so due to this acidic effect, the cell dies or bursts. So during that bursting, that foreign material also gets destroyed. And hence they are called as suicidal bags. They kill their own cells to avoid the spreading of that foreign material or to avoid the entry of that foreign material to the neighboring cells. Anuj Mishra, yes, wait there, I'll unmute you. Yes, Anuj.
Now, what is cell theory?
Cell theory was a theory given by few scientists about how you can describe a cell as. Well, what material theory means what? They are giving you description, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
So that is theory. They are giving you theory about it. So they are
Okay,
telling what material can you describe as a cell. How you will come to know whether that particular material is cell or no. Okay. So that is
yes,
theory.
ma'am.
I'll just explain you once we'll finish this doubt. Okay, I'll explain on the paper again for
Okay,
everyone.
ma'am.
Okay, what is cell theory? Whom it was given by? Okay, and what was that content?
Thank you, ma'am.
Yeah. Yes. Anything else? Why do we accept only the fluid mosaic model for cell membrane, not the sandwich model or unit membrane model? We have not come till there, cell membrane. Please wait. But if your answer is because fluid mosaic model was the best suited to be accepted and true. Otherwise, sandwich model was not true. Unit membrane model was not true. Okay, they were not following the concepts of transport of materials in and out. In sandwich model, it won't be possible. Yes, in prokaryotic cell, nucleus is not definite, but nuclear material is present. What did Knoll and Ruska did? Knoll and Ruska transmission electron microscope. That is a very basic, you can say a very fine microscope to observe even the structure of cell organelles, not only the cell. That is electron microscope, which is very magnified. Yes, cell theory was given by Sheldon. What is membrane bound organelles? Membrane bound organelles are cell organelles. This Golgi bodies, mitochondria, endoplasmic reticulum are membrane bound organelles. I hope most of the doubts are cleared. Valid doubts are cleared. major doubts we will go ahead in detail. So at that time I'll explain you all. Fine. So I'll move on to the next part without wasting much of the time. Okay. So last we have seen about the plant cell and animal cell. Now one more question there was with one child about cell theory. You can take it down. So what do you mean by cell theory? So cell theory are the speculations or the theories or the, you can say, points given for or for a material to be described as a cell. Theory means what? That is a description, how the cell is, how it will be looking like. So those were considered as cell theory. Okay. First it was given by some scientists, but then the scientist called Sheldon and Schwann gave cell theory. So cell theory was given by Sheldon and Schwann. Fine. What this theory said is, first point. The first point is your definition. So what is your definition? Cells are basic, structural and functional unit of life. Clear? So the definition comes as your cell theory's first point. So the definition describe a particular material as a cell. That is why it is called as a theory. Second, all cells arise from pre-existing cells. So cells, one cell always come from another cell, a pre-existing cell. It is not automatically or magically been produced. And third, all living organisms are made up of cell. Fine. So there are three important points of cell theory. First is definition. Cell is a structural function unit of life. Second, all cells arise from pre-existing cells. And third, all living organisms are made up of cell. So if there is any living organism, they have cell. Whether it may be any type of cell, prokaryotic or eukaryotic, but if it is a living organism, it will be having a cell. It will not be devoid of cell. Fine. Now, there is one exception of cell theory, is that viruses. This, take a point note, very important. Viruses are exception of cell theory. They do not follow the steps of, or they do not follow the speculations of cell theory. Okay, they are beyond cell theory because they are not so functional. Plus, they are not living. As we have discussed, the third point, all living organisms are made up of cell. So viruses, they are termed under two categories. Till now, we have not been cleared whether viruses are living or they are non-living. Some scientists say it is living. They have some living characteristic. Some say they are non-living because they do not have some characteristics, like they do not respire, they do not reproduce on their own, so they are non-living. Some living characteristics, like they have nuclear material, they have DNA, so they are living. Okay, so they can multiply inside the host, so they are living. So there is still a controversy on this, whether viruses are living or non-living, and hence it do not fall under cell theory. It is an exception of cell theory. question may be asking which of the following is an exception of cell theory. So you may get confused. That is cell theory, we know. What is exception? So who are those exception? Viruses are the exception. They do not follow cell theory. Make an important point of it. Fine. So this was all about cell theory. Next part, please keep your doubts for your doubt section. Concentrate on what I'm explaining right now. It would be more better. Fine. Next, we will talk about different structures of cell. So the first structure we will study is cell wall. Correct? Now, as we have discussed previously, cell wall is a characteristic feature of plant cell. So it is present only in plant cell. Animal cell do not have cell wall. So animal cell wall is absent. Correct? They have absence of cell wall. They have cell membrane. Next, cell wall, the function, it is giving shape to the cell. It gives rigidity to the cell. It is tough. So the toughness or the protection Can you hear me now? Can you all hear me? Yes? Okay. Just wait 2 minutes. Just wait. I'm not going anywhere. Just wait. There are some more people to join. Just wait. Yes. Am I audible now? Everything fine? Yes. Okay. So cell wall, as we have discussed, it is present only in plant cell. Animal cell do not have cell wall. Shape, rigidity and toughness is the function of cell wall. Okay, they give proper shape to the cell. It is freely permeable. Cell wall is freely permeable. Permeable means allow the entry and exit. Okay, so it allows the entry and exit of all the molecules. Freely everyone can enter and exit. Fine. The function of cell wall is to enter and exit of molecules. Now, the cell wall is made up of the toughness or the shape or rigidity is given by cellulose and pectin. Cell wall is made up of cellulose and pectin. CELLULOSE, cellulose and pectin. Fine. So cell wall we have finished with. Next we move on to cell membrane. So cell membrane is a structure which is found in both plant and animal cell. So plant cell and animal cell. But in animal cell it is a single covering. In plant cell it is the innermost covering because external it is cell wall. Animal cell do not have cell wall. So whatever functions cell wall was performing in plant cell, in animal cell, cell membrane will function. Like giving shape, giving rigidity. In animal cell is performed by cell membrane. Next. Next about cell membrane is it is selectively permeable or semi-permeable. Selectively permeable or semi-permeable. Selectively permeable we have already discussed. It allows only some molecules to enter and exit. So only some molecules can enter and exit. So that is cell membrane. It is selectively permeable. Next, the structure of cell membrane. So it is made up of a bilayer, that is a phospholipid bilayer plus proteins. What is phospholipid bilayer? It is fats. So cell membrane is made up of fats and proteins, both. So keeping this in mind, there was a structure given by scientists called as Singer and Nicholson. Okay, these are the scientists which give a cell membrane structure. This structure was called as fluid mosaic model. Hello, can everyone hear me? Yes, we are back on track. You can see the video. Yes. So fluid mosaic model was given by Singer and Nicholson. Now what this model said that, see the structure properly, it is a phospholipid bilayer. So it is, suppose if we imagine this is a cell, okay, and if we magnify this membrane, cell membrane, so how it will look like? So it is a bilayer. Now whatever I'm drawing right now, it is a fat layer, phospholipid layer. It is a type of a fat. Okay, it is a phospholipid layer. Now the proteins are present either above, either in the interior. Now this is a cell membrane. We have magnified this, correct? So this is the interior of the cell, this is the exterior of the cell. Beyond this line. Okay. This is the interior of the cell, this is the exterior of the cell. So exterior also we have proteins, interior also we have proteins. Okay. And in between this layer, in between this phospholipid layer also we have proteins. If it is blur, I'll send you the image, don't worry. Okay. So this is the lipid bilayer, 2 layers, and this is the proteins. Now these proteins, they help in transportation. This cell membrane is made up of phospholipid bilayer and proteins. So this bilayer is of fat. Okay, it is made up of fat, and these structures which I have drawn aside, beside, above, under, these are proteins. These proteins help in transportation. These are transport proteins. What transport? Transport of material in and out. Okay, and this is the phospholipid bilayer. Correct? So this is how the cell membrane structure is visible to us. It looks like a structure which is containing of both proteins and fats. Fine. Now the movement of molecule in and out of the cell will be through concentration gradient. Concentration gradient means higher potential to lower potential, diffusion. Fine. So like that, materials will be transported. So transportation takes place according to concentration gradient. Gradient means difference. So whenever there is a difference between the concentration, there will be movement of molecules in and out of the cell. Suppose if the cell is devoid of water, water has finished inside, khatam ho gaya hai. So then at that time, the water concentration inside the cell will be less, and externally it will be high. So then water will move from external environment towards the internal environment. Suppose cell has more of the proteins. It has made many much protein. It has made many much energy. Now what will happen? Outer environment energy is less. So molecules will travel from inner of the cell to the outer of the cell. So this is how transportation will take place by concentration gradient. Next structure we move on is cytoplasm. So cytoplasm is the fluid jelly-like substance in the cell. It gives fluidity to the cell, cytoplasm. Cytoplasm differentiates nucleus from other cell organelles. Okay, they differentiate from other cell organelles, like, because nucleus, they have their own fluid material, that is nucleoplasm. So if we see a cell, if we differentiate a cell, nucleus is different, cytoplasm and its organelles are different. Okay, so nucleus, cytoplasm, they are different. Cytoplasm will differentiate the nucleus with other cell organelles. What is the function? It contains, or it gives space to all cell organelles. Whatever membrane bound organelles or non-membranous organelles are present, it is present in cytoplasm. They are embedded or they are dispersed in the cytoplasm. Okay, they are freely spread in the cytoplasm. Plus, it is giving fluidity. Okay, jelly, it's okay. Minor mistakes you can rectify. Okay, so next part in cytoplasm is the function. So it helps in movement of molecules inside the cell. So if inside the cell, whatever molecules want to move, you're in there. Like how in your house you have passage, lobby, bedroom. So you do movement from hall to kitchen, kitchen to bedroom. So that movement is because of the tracks which are provided, correct? So similarly, cytoplasm also allows the movement of various cell organelles inside the cell. So whatever molecules they move around, they move with the help of cytoplasm, or cytoplasm because of which they can move. Plus, cytoplasm contains all raw materials, or it is a pool of raw materials. Okay, pool of raw materials required by other cell organelles. So whatever other cell organelles require for their functioning, those all materials are present in cytoplasm. That is why it is very important. If cytoplasm is not there, other cell organelles will also not function properly. Okay, and hence cytoplasm is a living material of the cell, we can say. Because if we compare a living cell and a dead cell, the most important feature of dead cell is it do not have cytoplasm, and the most important feature of living cell is it is having cytoplasm. So cytoplasm is so much important, it can make a cell living or dead. Clear? It is a living part of that cell, it is a fluid part of the cell containing all raw materials, helping in all movement in and out of the cell, that is cytoplasm. So till now, whatever I have discussed, I will revise once, and then again I will give you a window for doubt sessions. Fine. So we have learned about cell, the fundamental unit of life, definition, unicellular, multicellular, discovery, shapes, sizes, types of cell, prokaryotic, eukaryotic. Okay. We have seen types of cell, plant cell, animal cell, differentiation between them, similarities, differences. We've seen about cell theory, who gave them, what was a cell theory, what was an exception. Structures, we have seen cell wall, cell membrane. We have drawn a diagram explaining what is cell membrane, who it was given by. Cytoplasm, okay, the important, the living part of the cell. Fine. So for today's lecture, this much dose is enough. Correct? I think you will get bored now. Did not understand the diagram. What you didn't understand? See, this is the bilayer, phospholipid bilayer, and these are the proteins. These are the proteins. Fine. So I'll give you a 5 minute. Don't leave the meeting. Even if you don't have any doubt, don't leave the meeting. It's a clear instruction to everyone. Yes. So please give me the doubt sessions. Notes and recording will be sent to you. Don't worry. Viruses are exception of cell theory. I have discussed why they are, because they are considered between living and non-living. They are not actually living. They are not actually non-living. So they are considered as exception of cell theory. They do not follow the speculations of cell theory. Arav Agarwal, wait, I'll unmute you. Yes, Arav.
And what is concentration gradient?
Concentration gradient is difference in the concentration. Gradient is difference. So as I said, higher potential to lower potential. Na? Suppose if you keep raisins, you know what are raisins?
Yes.
If you keep it in water, inside the raisins there is less water.
Yes.
Outside the raisin there will be more water. Now what will happen? Water will move inside.
Yes.
Inside the raisin. What will
Yes.
happen to the raisin? It will swell.
Yes.
So how the water is going from higher potential to lower potential? That is concentration gradient. Okay.
Thank you.
Is it clear now?
Yes.
Okay, dear. Any other doubts? Virus reproduce if cannot. Virus cannot reproduce on its own. Suppose if you can see a virus in the air or water, they do not reproduce there. They are dormant there. If they enter any animal body or plant body, they utilize their reproduction machinery and then they reproduce. That is why we consider them as non-living, because in the air they are non-living. In the water they are non-living. Neil Soni, yes, I will unmute you. Wait. Yes, Neil.
Ma'am, in cell theory, you wrote that cell leader and cell Vanna means told this cell theory, but in 1855, Rudolf Virchow said that only
हाँ, he
cellular
gave only one
acellular
point.
means all cells. Okay, so
No,
he
that
doesn't
was
come
then.
in cell theory.
No. Because that is what, no, then they remodulated. See, some scientists say some of the concept. Anywhere, in any of this consideration, some scientists say, but then the concepts gets modulated. Okay. It may happen that one time we'll get something of viruses also, and then we'll include viruses also in cell theory in future. Okay, so that time new scientists will come taking out the cell theory. Okay, so Rudolf Fischer
Thank you,
he
ma'am.
gave, but then it was not accepted. Yes. Anything else? I hope the lecture was good. You must have all enjoyed. You must have understood. Viruses do not have cytoplasm. It might be a little boring, but you have to learn it. No option. Fine. I think things were clear. My voice was clear. My explanation was clear. Your doubts were cleared. Yes, Rushabh, I'll unmute you. Yes, Rushabh. Rushabh? Hello? Rushabh? Rushabh, I can't unmute you. I have unmuted, but hello?
Yeah, ma'am.
Yes.
Ma'am, I had a doubt. In the starting, you told that the viruses cannot make themselves, cannot multiply,
Reproduce.
yeah,
Yeah.
cannot reproduce. So, ma'am, no, ma'am. In the starting, you told that eukaryotic cells are not made. So, how the eukaryotic cells are born? Like in the starting, the first cells were eukaryotic cells, no?
No, eukaryotic cells have evolved. First, there were prokaryotic cells. Okay, due to some chemical combinations, due to some external effects, lightning, a new origin of life came into being in a form of prokaryotic cell. Okay. Then evolution took place and they evolved into eukaryotic cells.
Okay, ma'am.
Fine?
Yeah, thank you, ma'am.
Welcome. Cell wall is freely permeable. What if some harmful substances enter inside it? So they have cell membrane for it, no? Shubhangi. Cell wall is only in plant cell. Cell membrane we have in animal cell. So in plant cell, yes, you can leave. Yes, you can leave. You can leave. Not an issue. Whoever doubts are cleared and they do not have any further doubt, they can leave. I will also end this meeting within next 1 minute. Please ask your doubt. Viruses do not have organelles. No. No, they don't have organelles. Sujit, they don't have organelles. Bye. Anything else? Any other doubt? Don't worry about the notes. I will be sending you soon. They don't require food. They just reproduce. Sujit. Anything else, Sujit? I hope all doubts are cleared. I can end the meeting. Bye. Take care. Be home. Stay safe. Wash your hands regularly. Don't go out. Take care of yourself. Okay? Bye-bye. Good day.